Hi guys, welcome back. Today we're in Bolling Springs, Pennsylvania. We're here at the Bolling Springs Iron Furnace. Now my phone is 43%. My neglect. I probably should have used to get a better charger in my truck. Anyways, we're going to try and talk about the banister up here, but my real love and first love is iron furnaces because that's what turned me on to this history here up here in Pennsylvania. No, I know it seems like a dumb thing, but no one talks about it but me. And y'all might have seen that. I might be the only video or second one of the whole bunch. Right there is the Bolling Spring Iron Furnace. We're going to go talk about it because there's a massive industry in Pennsylvania in this region, like down near south central Pennsylvania, where Harrisburg and Lancaster and York, Reading was like the Iron Belt. Up past that near East Broad Top and beyond up to like the Poconos, I believe was like the coal country. Farther up west in the area was like the oil industry. There's a lot of stuff we're going to be talking about on the channel that is just strictly industry in Pennsylvania. I was never talked about. I believe the Iron Master House is up on the hill there. That's the fancy mansion with the next bulletin board. Squirrel something in the weeds, I hope. Man, cat. Alright, so here's the Bolling Spring Iron Furnace. We're going to talk about this, and we might talk about some other stuff in town. This town is a very cool town. There's a lot of old stone structures here in town. This is the town with that fancy stone clock tower, I believe. And that is the lake over there. We'll go over there. We'll see if there's any more historic markers. It's maybe my second favorite town in Pennsylvania from childhood memories, next to Eagle Mere. Well, I guess first would be Fort Loudon, and then it doesn't matter. Favorite looking town, I guess. Alright, so let's talk about this. The establishment of the Carlisle Iron Works in Bolling Spring around 1760 marks the beginning of an industrial development in Cumberland Valley. The ironworks complex consisted of a number of buildings and structures that include the charcoal furnace circa 1762, a forge, grist mill, ironmaster's mansion, stables, 3 barns, tent house, coal house, carpenter, and blacksmith. So they give you a map here. See where we at. Huh. Oh, here's the iron. Kind of dumb anyways. Oh. 6 is iron furnace. So we're here. That would put... So the buildings, there's trails everywhere around here. I don't know if we'll have time to talk about all these locations, but we'll try. Looks like if I just head back up the road here, I can get to this structure. The lake, which we're going to talk about. The ironwork was located at this site because of its proximity to natural resources needed for iron production. Iron ore from the South Mountain timber for making charcoal, and limestone from the Ironstone Ridge. Water power for the furnace and forge was provided by the damming of the Bolling Springs, which is behind me. Products produced at the furnace include cast items such as pots, kettles, skillets, stoves, chimney backs, and pig iron. At the nearby forge, pig iron was reheated and shaped into finished iron goods. Iron produced here was likely used to manufacture weapons and ammunition for the Revolutionary War. So wow. So here's a view of the iron furnace in 1882. The iron works operated at this site starting in the 1760 and ending in 1895. When the new process for making iron superseded the charcoal method, 3 successful families owned and managed the complex, the Eggs, Ethels, and Bushers. This iron furnace is a remnant of the early history of the Bolling Springs area. The iron station in Bolling Springs, yada yada yada. Another view of the grist mill we will try and go find. Again, my phone is low on battery, so sorry to rush this, but... So here's the iron furnace. There would have been, I know this is early, up back there probably behind the mansion, where the charcoal house would have been. Every furnace had a charcoal house. Every house had, well, basically everything for the iron furnace was there. And including, here's the water source. This is probably the spring. They probably had a water wheel or something in here to make the bellows go. And in fact, you can see remnants of brick down here. Probably from the iron furnace itself. There's probably artifacts down here besides beer bottles. And I bet you everybody and their brother's been passing it. I ain't going down there. Some of it might be junk. I guarantee you there's artifacts down that creek. You can see the brick. Where the hell did the brick come from? This thing Miley had a brick lining. I don't know. So this here's the other side of it. Very cool how these iron furnaces always change and look different. go down here once and see what's down here. Very cool. Look here. Artifact. I'm gonna put that on the board. Piece of junk. Literally. This is a piece of leftovers. It's sitting here in the banks. But you can hear the water. And everybody and their brother probably passes this piece. Look here, another piece. This here, see, this is why I meant the Mount Iron furnace was. Here's a piece of high heated rock. And look where it's at. So, I'm going to set this on the thing there, and maybe someone will be smart enough to know what this is. It's a piece of, can't exactly say slag glass, but it looks like it was almost slag glass. So up back there have been the charcoal barns. As you can see in the disturbance in the ground, there must have been structures out this way. But this here's the Bolling Springs Iron furnace. Very cool. Oh, it looks just like the Pine Grove Iron furnace. Well, that's cool. It doesn't look like the Carrick Iron furnace. This has that center tubey thingy in it again. Very cool. See it? At Pine Grove, you can walk around it. I'm not sure if that was dug out or not. Here, you can't walk around it, it's gated off. That's awesome. That is some local history. We're probably like 17 minutes outside of Carlisle. Daughters of the American Colonies, Chimney Chapter. More data if you want to read it. Not rushing. I want to get up to the mansion before the house, before the battery dies. A very cool piece. Well, it's lined in there. See if anybody can tell me what that is. No one's probably going to see that anyways. Let's go over to the mansion. Let's do that. So as you can hear, the lake is just up behind that road. There's an actual lake here, pond. I think the boys are actually sitting on the dam. Now we're going to head over to the Iron Master's house. I guarantee you it's the Iron Master's house. I could be wrong. Very peaceful park though. I like this. We got an awesome iron furnace, waterfall. What more could you have asked for a park? And depending upon my battery, so if it's more than 20 or so percent, we might try and do the other structures here. But actually, we can just see Bolling Springs from here. Let's read you this historical fact, head up to the mansion. You can see part of the town right now. That there is one of the main roads. And that there's the pond. We'll walk over there and give you more view. So, this looks like, in fact, I don't know. Let's talk about South Mountain Township. Let's read it. South Mountain Township is located on the southern side of the Common Valley in the shadow of the South Mountain. This area's natural beauty, rich farmland, abundant water resources, and historical and recreational assets have attracted residents and visitors for several centuries. South Milton Township was formed in November 1810. When Milton Township, created in 1750, was divided into two townships, North Milton and South Milton. 19th century, the area was primarily agricultural with only one major village, Bolling Springs, and several small settlements. The 20th century witnessed gradual transformation from the rural township to a more populated area that included about 40 housing developments and a number of commercial industry sites. Many scenic and natural areas, as well as historic sites, have been preserved for future. The township offers a variety of recreational activities such as hiking, fishing, boating, and cycling. The Appalachian Trail and a network of township roads, trails, and municipal parks provide ample recreational opportunities for all. Common Valley Visitor Bureau. So it's like a cool bridge we'll have to find. The Appalachian Trail. There's what it was funded by. This might be in the mansion house, but let's go show you some Bolling Springs. So this is the part of town I remember from being a kid, because I grew up in Mechanicsburg, and I moved to Fort Loudon, found out about the Carrick Furnace, But we came out here because I think they used to have like a, they make still, like a community yard sale or community event where you come down the roads, you buy stuff, I believe. So this here's the pond that they dammed, and these boys are standing on the dam. And that's the town of Bolling Springs, which we're going to head to if we have battery after this. Ain't that a lovely sight? And this goes on and on for further. Over there too, this whole thing. So this whole pond was built for the iron furnace. And they kept it around, which is awesome. And why iron industries didn't do this, they didn't need to build dams for the water sources. I guess here the stream was too shallow. So I'm reckoning they dammed it to create, well, what you see here. I think that's what happened up at Cowan's Gap with the lake there. It was just a small stream. Still to this day, you can see that original stream when you hike up along it. Can't for the life of me remember the name of the trail. I'm not sure. We'll hike up here. I think this might have been the old mill house. According to that map. I don't know. We'll hike up here. It looks like I can't get in there. That might have been the mansion house. Some of this stuff might have been here. I'll only go up to this fancy hair house. That, I don't know. That could have been. I mean, heck, even this one here could have been the Iron Master's house. It's still been inside of the ironworks. Yeah, this might have been the ironworks, and this might have been a new house they built. This looks like it might have been part of something too originally. There's no way in hell we're doing that today. Just met a lovely lady who owns this new house here. So she told me this is the horse stable for sure. Not allowed over there. And this is the old Iron Master's house, like we figured. And yeah, very lovely lady. And she has her husband. She does the tour ghost thing here in Bolling Springs. I'll try and look into that. Facebook, Google, whatever. And then her husband does like the Bolling Springs Iron Furnace tours. I highly recommend it. She was full of knowledge. I guarantee you he's full of knowledge. More than I could ever be. So go check them out. Come out here and check this place out. So this is the Iron Master's house here. We'll go up the road a little bit more, get you the full view. I figure that because even from that spot, you take away the house, the charcoal barns would have been about where their pool's at. You had a nice line of sight. I'm kind of hurrying because I don't know what my thing's at. So this is the original horse stable. Very cool. Indeed, they're renovating it. So this is all private property. Stay on the road. Try not to become roadkill. Now, she let me know that there was also a mill down here, which is across the road. So, we're on the way to the do not enter signs, go to cross the road, check out this old mill here, and hopefully we have battery for this. So her house was never here. I figured she did a good job. They did a good job building it, though. It looks almost historical. It almost fooled me for a minute. And then I seen that one looks more grander and pop than that one. So, and still would have been inside the furnace. All you need to do is just see, oh hey, is there smoke coming from the furnace when there shouldn't be? Is it yellow flame? Oh crud, it looks like I'm out of the job. What it must have been like to be Iron Master. And she also was telling me how there were slaves that lived up here on the point. Again, I highly recommend you find out about this tour. You take it, because this thing sounds like it'd be amazing. If I find out any news about it, I might be taking it. So we're going to go across the road here. Play Squatch Chicken. I wonder why the Squatch crossed the bridge. We'll walk halfway. And then jump across. Oh wait, actually there's a sidewalk. Man, we don't have to play Squatch Chicken. So we're walking on the dam. You said there was an iron pool up here in this water hole. So I want to check out this old mill, which appears to have burned down a couple times. So, why are they swimming here? That's the inflow, kids. So here's Bolling Springs, Pennsylvania. I get a camera mount again and get it up and running, you get a tour. And actually, this looks like it's a great opportunity. This building's burned down. So, you get the Bolling Springs Iron Furnace and the Van of Pennsylvania YouTube video. All in one video if this thing don't shut off. Because it looks like she's burned down a few years ago. But this is the old spring, the old mill. You can see that big brick circle? That's a mill. And that's probably why they built the dam, because they said the iron furnace had, you can see the little pool down there, I think. You can see the mill. She probably burned down a couple times. Or that's just how she was built. I don't think it is. I think that might be more brick up there, or stone, or it just might be siding. But we're standing where in the 1800s or 1700s, this would have been a waterway coming from this dam possibly. So this is the old mill, and it's abandoned because it burned down. So this building could be destroyed. Or it might be safe because Bolling Springs is kind of cool looking. I'll walk around 360 and get back to my truck. And look there. Look at the local swimming pool. It even has a cool building. This town's pretty sick. How? Let's not get hit by traffic. So we're walking around the mill. And look, there's another old bridge. Good Lord. Told you this town's awesome. It looks like she burned down a few years ago. She's still abandoned. This is the old mill. Look at this. Walking tour. So here's the back. It's hard to say what's underneath that lap. If there's more stone, but this possibly would have originally had a stone peak on it, and then they ripped that peak off and put that on there. Or it burned down originally, the stone peak collapsed, so then they renovated it by cutting that whole peak off, potentially even down to where this is at, maybe. I don't know what's underneath this, so that might not be stone. If it is stone, they covered it up for some reason. But that could be a possibility. This burned down originally, or because it is burned now, it looks like the whole peak's gone. There should be a triangle roof on top of this, usually, and usually up there, about where the sun ball's at on the camera. So that's abandoned. We'll show you this bridge quick. And I'll see if I can squirt around the other side of this mill and not get hit. So this is an active bridge. Again, walking distance of the iron furnace, guys. Well, look at this. This is a cool bridge. Looks like it was built in the 1900s because I see concrete. Now, could be wrong. Could be very wrong. But this looks like a very old bridge indeed. I guess we'll play squat chicken quick. This is going to be a long video. So, looks like she was built in the 1900s. She could have just been reinforced with concrete. She's a gorgeous 3-archer. Gorgeous 3-archer. Let's play squat chicken. Hell, why not? We haven't had enough death experiences already. You turning? Good. There's a car coming. There's a reason for the high vis. I don't become a freaking ugly hood ornament on a new truck. I wonder how many locals have done this. Probably none. We're walking up over the bridge right now, and I don't want to get hit. Allergies. Oh, great. Here comes a truck. And a car. We're getting on the other side, and we're going back across so I don't swim across. When I look at this, there's footers over here. It must be an old railroad depot. Wow. Just when you think it's getting enough. The sad thing is I don't see no markers or placards. So this bridge could have been built in the 1900s or later. And look here. As soon as I come across, here's another. Now this is right along the railroad track. So this could have been the Bolling Springs train station. Or train depot they built in the 1900s. Because it's out of concrete. And it's right along the tracks. Look at that. This is some sort of industrial structure here that's just buried in the weeds. And we just walked across the bridge. I was expecting this video to be short. We'll show you this quick. Then we'll get back to the mill and back to Squatch Chicken. So this looks like it's railroad. So you get a mill, iron furnace, railroad. Anything else? There probably was a siding here at one point. We're now trespassing on railroaded property. Let's get in this cut here and show you some more of this footer. So obviously it looks like it was a train depot at one point. I think these tracks were put in the 1800s, and people are lazy. We don't tear stuff apart. And in fact, you can see the other corner for it. Well, watch for snakes, copperheads. So this looks like it was a train depot. Look, train ties. You can see the old floors, or they threw them in here. You can see the pillars where the stuff used to be. This looks like it was a train depot or something like that. Somebody leave in the comments what this was. It's something railroad. I don't know what. All right, back across the bridge to the other side of the mill. You know, just for the safety of this video, we're going to show you the going across the part and maybe end it right here. Or do we end it? Decisions. Well, I want to show you more of the mill, unfortunately. So cool, another band thing. Oh, hey, look, somebody parked their toy Tonka truck there. Hope it don't get towed. I might have to pedal it home. I apologize to any of my viewers who have a Tesla. They do look funny, I'll give you that. They might be a nice truck. I'm a Ford guy. And my car guys are kind of picky about their vehicles. They're very loyal. So I apologize to anybody who owns a Tesla. As a poor punt at a Tesla Cybertruck. I'm not a good comedian. I'm more of a better history buff. Oh. PennDOT freaking plowed it over. Built by. And it's under freaking asphalt. Dang nabbit. That's what I was looking for originally. You see that stone right here in the middle of the bridge? This road deck would have been down lower. And look, they paved over top of it. Used to say built by the builder, and now it's covered over. Because this road's been resurfaced. So the bridge could be older than what I'm thinking. Could be from the 1800s. And they just reinforced it over the years to keep the bridge open. Bolling Springs is pretty good on saying their history, apparently. Whew! A lot of walking, no drinking. Because I don't have water with me, except for in the truck. Just back a ways. Alright, let's head back behind this mill, if we can. I think we can. I'll show you the 360-degree view of the mill. And right over there's the iron furnace, guys. So in just this little circle we walked, there's that much history. So there's a mill. In fact, you can see the other side of the chase when it came down through here somewhere. So we're probably underneath that shed. Down here, they say there's a pool that they used to use for the iron furnace itself. Squirrel. Oh, dick fest. But yeah, that looks like it was man-made. Pretty neat, nifty down here. Tick fast. So this is the other side of the mill that was burned down. Very peaceful. But now you can see what I was talking about. There would have been a whoop, whoop, down. And there might have been a level up there. Just coming here, we passed another old mill. Unfortunately, it was in Carlisle next to the barracks with government trespassing signs. I've dealt with enough governments, I didn't want to deal with the U.S. That's why I don't understand why them boys were swimming there. That's a death trap. Anyways, let's get up here and have a cool ass view. So, you can see where the old mill was. The chase was right there. She probably actually came down for all that cut back out in the stream. Amazing. I got an abandoned video, abandoned structure. What more could you ask in a video? I mean, better looking actors, baby. This is the best you're gonna get. This local stuff. Alright, let's head over to Bolling Springs, find out if there's anything cool, and then get back on the road for Fort Loudon. So, until next time, stay curious, stay adventurous.